Hi everybody, Jeff Schneider. I want to continue speaking with you about upfront contracts, mutual agreement between the seller and the buyer at the start of and end of every sales conversation. 2 days ago we talked about the first element, the purpose of the call. Yesterday we talked about my agenda, the seller's agenda, and let's continue today by talking about the prospect's agenda. Again, my preference is that you begin by sharing with them what your agenda is today, the questions you want to ask them to determine whether or not there is a good fit. After you've done that, you're now going to transition into talking about their agenda. And you could just very simply say, hey, what do you want to put on the agenda today? That's fine. The reason why I don't do it that way is that I've found over the years that if the person that I am sitting across from is a driver, they're dominant, they're going to grab the microphone and talk for the next 15 minutes, and I haven't completed my upfront contract yet. So I found it to be a little bit more effective to use a third-party story. I'm going to talk about what other people like them have put on their agenda in the past. It may sound something like this. Hey, I'm sure you'll have questions for me, so feel free to ask any questions that might come to mind. When I've spoken with people like yourself, they often ask me about things like, how long have I been doing this? And what kind of companies have I worked with? What kind of results do I get? And how do I get those results? Money, it's not cheap. Everybody wants to make sure that we know how much is this going to cost and how long does it take. Anything in particular, Bob, that you want to make sure we put on the agenda today? So I asked the question at the end, but what I did was I tossed out very quickly 5 issues, 5 questions that people like them often want to bring up. And by the way, those were objections. Those are things people often want to challenge me on. Have I worked with companies like theirs? Do I produce results? What kind of results? What does this cost? See, by bringing these things up, I'm beating them to their own objection. That's a very important principle. If you know you're going to get an objection, bring it up first. Own it. Show that you're not afraid of it. And what happens is, in their mind, they start to go, he must be a pretty good sales trainer because it sounds like he's not cheap and he produces pretty good results with companies like ours. Without ever saying it. Right? David Sandler said, the best presentation I'll ever get is the one that you don't give. And that's what just happened there. So use the third-party story to be able to telegraph to them the types of questions that they may have for you, and then see what else they want to add to the agenda. Hey, thanks for watching today. I appreciate it. If you want to have a conversation with me, send me a message. We'll set it up. First one's always free. Good selling.